Hey everybody, Hoang here, and today we have a very high in-demand deck profile. This is Shoutmon Red for the BT5 format. So, without further ado, let's get started. To kick us off, we have one of our key cards in the Shoutmon deck, Metal Greymon. This Metal Greymon is the secret rare from 1.0, and his cost is 8-3. His ability is security attack +2, and when you attack, you lose 5 memory. He has the ESS, you gain 3000 DP during your turn. This Metal Greymon is actually really significant to this deck, not because of its ability to gain +2 security attack, but rather the plus 3000 DP inheritable is super significant in the terms of Shoutmon. Metal Greymon allows you to break specific thresholds on your Zeke Craymon and Shoutmon swings, being 14k and 15k respectively, and that's not accounting for any additional boosts. If you use Coralmon from the starter deck, Zeke Craymon hits 15k, Shoutmon hits 16k. If you have an Agumon, then you hit 16 and 17k respectively, which means that level 7s no longer pose a threat to you, so you're just swinging really safely. And sometimes, if you have to swing the Metal Greymon, that's okay. It is 3 damage assuming you don't lose to security. And if you want to bolster your odds, you could run cards like Promo Agumon that give plus 2k to your Greymons, or you could run BT1 Greymon as well to give an additional 2k. So off of those two alone, your Metal Greymon suddenly swings for 13k. That's pretty hefty. Following up on Metal Greymon, we have Zeke Craymon. Zeke Craymon looks very simple on paper, but when utilized in the Shoutmon deck, he really excels. He is a 3-cost Digivolve, which is very significant because that does mean if you have Memory Tamer up, you can go into your level 5, go to 0, and then pass turn on Zeke and still swing because he has the Blitz mechanic. Blitz is when you would pass turn, if your opponent has 1 or more memory, then you're still able to attack. This is a very powerful mechanic because that means you can keep forcing pressure even if you were to pass turn. This is also very effective against Hex Blaumon, which is a really free matchup, by the way. Not only does his ability really powerful, but also his inheritable. His inheritable allows you to swing at unsuspended Digimon if you attack with Blitz. Not if you have Blitz, but if you attack with Blitz, there's a difference. So you Digivolve into your Shoutmon or your Omnibot, then you can swing at bodies, which then creates a sort of pseudo-removal element you have. And now, the boss of the Shoutmon deck, Shoutmon DX. Shoutmon DX, if you look at his cost, looks a little weird, but it's actually pretty simple. If you Digivolve into Shoutmon off a level 5, he costs 4. If you Digivolve into Shoutmon off a level 6, then he only costs 2. And for lore reasons, he's the hybrid between Omni Shoutmon, not a hybrid, he's the fusion between Omni Shoutmon and Zeke Craymon. But nonetheless, he has the Blitz ability, so when you Digivolve, you can swing. And also, when you Digivolve into him, you can place any red Digimon from your hand on the top of his Digivolution stack. And for every Omnishout or Zeke in his source, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 or less DP. So not only does he have control elements, and that 5,000 is a really significant threshold because not only can you snipe every single level 3, except maybe like a few, like Lucemon for example, but also 5,000 DP blockers are not safe. You can also snipe those as well, and that's really huge. But Omni Shoutmon is also, not Omni Shoutmon, Shoutmon DX is also able to shove in cards such as starter deck Greymon, Metal Greymon Security, Metal Greymon Secret Rare, as well as Omni Shoutmon. So you can shove in a lot of stat sticks. And there's some really cool combos you can pull off when we get to the deck list. And finally, the cover card of the set itself, Omnimon. Omnimon is 4-cost red or blue, and when you Digivolve into him, note he has Blitz, so all your Blitz synergy really coming up right there, right? You can swing with Omnimon and use that Zeke. You can use the Shoutmon that gives you plus 2k. We'll talk about that in a bit. You can also just use Omnimon to end the game. After you swing at your opponent for say 4 or 5 security, then Omnimon can just close it out. So note, Blitz is when you swing, when you pass turn, you're able to swing, but that doesn't work if you're already rested, right? Omnimon untaps himself, so you're able to get that last hit in. And during both players' turn, if your opponent's effect would delete this Digimon or return it to the hand or deck, if you trash a level 6, you're able to prevent that. And note, Shoutmon can stack 6s, so you can get a bunch of immunity going. Now we're going to talk about a couple of techs that we can run. Shoutmon, on paper, is really caveman. It's really unga bunga. But in reality, there's a ton of different ways that you can customize the deck. You could run cards that increase your DP, like BT1 Greymon. You can increase your control elements, such as Rise Greymon. Or you can increase the amount of security attack you're popping out with the cards like Volktramon. War Greymon BT1 and Delicate Plan are excellent cards when you're trying to handle the security control matchup. War Greymon is also able to bestow his +1 security attack to Omnimon, which is really powerful. Gaussmon, as you see on the screen, is really good into the green matchup because you disable all of their downloads as well as their HPD. Really powerful right there because green is a really difficult matchup, especially Rafflesia. Durandamon, the legend arm that gives piercing as inheritable. You can use Shoutmon to shove it underneath, and then you can digivolve into Omnibot to get piercing. You can also use it to give Shoutmon piercing as well if you have Zeke that allows you to swing at unsuspended targets. So that's a really cool tech as well. And like we said, BT1 Greymon because it allows you to hit further DP thresholds. Now talking about our matchups, there are a lot of matchups that Shoutmon excels in, and there's a lot of matchups that Shoutmon can struggle into. Matchups where you can just brute force your way through because they're just slow decks, you will see a lot of success. Hex Blaumon and purple combo decks such as Lilith Loop or purple OTK are really prime examples of this. They don't have really great responses to deal with your immense aggression. However, decks such as Rafflesia or Lord Knightmon will be very difficult because you're a single stack deck. That's what red does. And these two decks are very excellent at neutralizing single stack threats. However, security control is also another thing to be aware of. If you don't tech for it, it can be very dangerous. But that's why we have cards like War Greymon and Delicate Plan to help, as well as Omnimon. Now finally, what we've all been waiting for, the deck list. We're going to talk about the card choices and why we run them, and to get us started, we have our Digitama choices. We see we have 4 starter deck Coromon as well as 1 BT5 Coromon. This ratio is actually very interchangeable. You have both eggs are very excellent. BT5 Coromon gives you a little bit more card draw, which is really nice in red because red isn't exactly a color that's known for its card draw. And then we have the starter deck Coromon, that plus 1k. The reason we're playing the starter deck Coromon is because the plus 1k allows us to hit certain thresholds. Zeke Craymon plus Metal Greymon is immediately 14k, plus Coromon is 15k. Suddenly, we hit over BT5 Omnimon, which is a very important threshold going forward. If we have, say, Shoutmon or Agumon, we hit 16k, and suddenly we've dodged Zwart, which is the largest body that we really have to worry for. Now, into our level 3 lineup, one thing I do want to note is the searchers. I think 8 searchers is very redundant. After 1 or 2 searches, maybe even 3, the rest of your searches don't have a lot of value because you've generally gotten all you needed. And so I find it to be redundant. You can go 4-2, right? But I think 3-3 as a starting baseline skeleton is totally fine because they both search for very important pieces, right? Agumon searches for a lot of cards in your deck, right? It searches for your Greymon, your Metal Greymon, your Rise Greymon, your Zeke Craymon, and it can also search for Omni. Shoutmon, on the other hand, searches for Shoutmon itself, it searches for Omni Shoutmon, it searches for Zeke, Shout, and Omni as well. They both hit a lot of targets. Both are very good. Shoutmon is great at finding your 6s and above, whereas Agumon is great at finding your 4 and 5. So they both do very different things. They hit different little thresholds and whatnot. And then we have Guilmon and Agumon, like we discussed before. That plus 1k DP can come up a lot because if we break thresholds and we can swing for 4 to 5 damage really confidently, we're in a great spot. Going into level 4 lineups, we have 3 Dark Tyrannomon and 3 Monochromon. Now you may ask, why don't you just max out on Monochromon? Well, we're a very helmet deck, so we don't need or rely on blockers as much as other decks because we're just going face, right? Another thing though is that Nidhogg and counter Shoutmon, right, mirror Shoutmon decks can be very problematic, and so Dark Tyrannomon dodges that 5k threshold. We see the 2 Agunimon because if we're swinging for 4 to 5 damage, why wouldn't we run a finisher, right? And then we run a 4 starter deck Greymon. It's a really easy access to plus 1 security attack. It works for a lot of our cards. We can just blow out security flat out. Next, we have in our level 5 slots, we have 3 secret rare Metal Greymons, as we discussed before. Plus 3k DP is huge. Such a powerful threshold. 2 Rise Greymon. I'm going to tell you a little tech. Rise Greymon, not only can we get a free tie, which is insane value by the way, but also Rise Greymon's ability to minus 2k DP. So as we know, Shoutmon is, when you digivolve into it, you can minus 5k for every Omni Shout or every Zeke in your source. One really cool thing though is that you choose the order we resolve your effects. So for example, right, if say we have Zeke, right, and Zeke minus 2. But what if we didn't swing Zeke? What if we go into Shoutmon? Then Shoutmon can do his Blitz ability first and then resolve his minus 5k ability. So Rise Greymon plus Shout is minus 7k. That suddenly snipes a lot of level 5s as well as those pesky 6k blockers. Very powerful. Really great stuff. And for Omni Shoutmon, you don't really warp. Warping doesn't come up a lot, but the security attack is really nice. The reason we play this over Volkgermon is because we're able to search it out. And now we play 4 Zeke,
4 Shout. Absolutely phenomenal cards when paired together. They're searchable. No reason not to run any less than 3. Zeke Craymon is your pseudo removal. It's your play starter. It's cheaper than Shoutmon, right? We don't want a Digivolve for 4. That feels really bad in this context. And Shoutmon is just capitalizing on that raw power. 2 Omnibot. Omnibot can go to 2, can go to 3. I don't think you play 4, so either 2 or 3. It's a really great finisher. It's really great versus matchups where they just want to remove you. We talked about it. Decks that want to remove your single stack, Omnibot is very great against it. Unfortunately, it doesn't protect against DP reduction, and it doesn't stop you from getting stunned by Riflesia, which are, again, your 2 hardest matchups. We play 1 Delicate Plan. If we draw into it, that's a really great blowout card. You can bump this up to 2 if you really need to, but like, I think it's just nice to have as a 1-up. 2 tie, you can arguably bump this up to 3 as well. Being at 3 memory is super, super important, as we've discussed before, because again, that blitz mechanic is super powerful, as well as giving us a free +1 security attack, more or less. And then we play 2 tie Kamiya and Matt Ishida. This card is really, really powerful in BT5, because everyone's just rushing to 6 as fast as they can, and you're able to punish them with this, giving you that extra 2 memory. It also turns our Omnimons into a +2 damage. A lot of cards that you could have slotted in here, for example, Promo Agumon suddenly makes our Zeke Craymon 13k. It makes our Metal Greymon 11k, right? Just by itself. That's pretty good. And not only that, we also hit a lot of other thresholds with that. For example, we slot in that War Greymon to increase our security controlled matchup. With that War Greymon in Promo Agumon, you swing for 13k. With Coromon, you're swinging for 14k. Metal Greymon, 17k. Great. We hit everything. Great. We eliminated one of War Greymon's biggest weaknesses. That security attack plus, by the way, it carries over to Omnimon. So we can have our Omnimon swing for that 2 damage. And we have the tie and mat. Omnimon then swings for 3 damage. That's huge. But, again, this deck is really, really cool. Up next, we have some gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright everyone, so we have some Shoutmon gameplay footage here, and hopefully this is pretty educational as well as some good games, right? So let's roll some dice. We get a 12. Okay, we're probably going first. It's nice. Okay, our opponent gets a 9. That's not working. Feels bad. We have to do it manually, but it's no biggie. Whoops. Okay. I shuffled, right? I'm pretty sure I shuffled this. Draw. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's ironically a playable hand. It just looks really weird, which I think is okay. Okay, so playing into purple. We do see that he has the Garurumon as well as the Gilmon. Or maybe this is Chaos Gallant, but I'm not sure. Okay. So I don't want to pull out because we don't know whether or not he has the Chimeramon or not. That's a really threatening thing to be aware of. And then... So because this is purple, from the looks of... Like, we know this is purple, and I'm kind of thinking it's OTK purple. It means the DP threshold is relatively low, so we can we can go for a little bit more on the security attack side of things. And the reason why I say that, right, is so we have 2 options. We can go Metal Greymon here, or we can go Omni Shout. The Shoutmon! It's lit. Okay. Right, so the really, really big thing here is right here. Okay, he has no way to diving money. So Metal Greymon gives us plus 3k. So when we go into our Zeke, we would hit 14k plus Shoutmon, so we hit 16k plus Coromon, so 17k. 17k DP is kind of redundant, and I don't see a lot of use for that. But if we do it normally, we hit 14k already, right? And so just off of that alone, we're getting a lot of value. So we're gonna go into our Zeke, go for 2, swing, yep, and this is for 3 damage. Yep, because Omni Shout gets +1 security attack, and Greymon gets +1 security attack. So really, really strong there. And we see that we have the Omni Shouts as well. So we have that setup going into next turn. Really, really powerful stuff. If we were against... Oh, the Shoutmon. Ah, dude, I love Shoutmon. Okay, sidebar, I know this is a Shoutmon video, but like, I love Shoutmon. It's actually my favorite purple card. I think this card is super underrated. It's so powerful in Chaos Gallant, OTK decks, etc. Really, really good card. Well, let's see how we go here. So it looks like he's trying to cycle for something, but we do have the Shoutmon. We're ready to put on that pressure, right? And as we saw, we hit him raising for a little bit, and we immediately were able to just get back in there and stabilize. So he's swinging. Okay, Greymon dies. Not bad. He doesn't have the Demi-Aramon either, so we're not too worried. Excuse me. Okay, and when you see the Dracmon, okay, he doesn't have any options to retrieve. That's fine. If we had BT1 Omnimon here, we just end the game, funny enough. That's totally okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can cycle for it, actually. No, okay, that's fine. So we go into the Shout. Shout does cost only 2 because we're Digimon on top of a 6. And we're gonna shove a Shout underneath our Shout. So we destroy his entire board. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. This is a fat stack. And we're gonna swing our Shout. Yep. Looks good. Actually, I probably should have choked him instead of like trying to go for that, but I think it's okay. Should be okay. Because I don't think he has any way to go into his OTK style. But okay, we do find a Shout, so it's not the worst. Yeah, but yeah. So as you guys can see, Shoutmon definitely puts on a lot of pressure. We represent a lot of lethal on board. He's excuse me. Currently at 0, so pretty good. Yeah, GG. Okay, GG. Game 2. Yeah, so red Shout has a lot of pressure. So against decks like purple, for example, you can do really, really well because you just have so much pressure like coming out. Okay. Oops. Okay, hopefully this is a bit better. Okay. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna go first. It's fine. Okay. Ooh. Not the worst hand, but we're missing that level 5 link, so that kind of sucks a little bit. But we do have a few chances to cycle into it, so not too shabby. We're gonna draw. It's not our level 5. Oops, not that Agumon. We want to use this Agumon. We're gonna draw. Okay. We can go into DT. Draw. Nope, that's not the right Agumon either. I mean, not not on level 5, but we're gonna go to our Agumon to. We have a majority of our level 5s are Greymons. We do whiff, so that just suck. Okay. Not the worst, not the best. We still got a body on board, and we still have a lot of different ways to cycle. But it does go into the Black War Greymon, which is really, really scary. But we do get the Omnimon, so not too terrible. And here, I'm thinking we just start swinging, honestly. Like, start getting some chip value. Because we gotta catch up into the race, right? Do we actually? Maybe we can wait a turn before we start trying to catch up in the chip race. I think we can wait a turn, actually, because he would have to pass turn on this anyway. So, not too afraid here, but check. Whiff again. Man, okay. That sucks. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's a whiff. Okay. So he's gonna go for the Black War Greymon skill, I imagine. But ironically, our board is kind of just like thick, like really thick. A little Agumon squad going on here, and we are able to cycle for 2 on next turn, which is what we kind of need. Get cycle going. I think once we get the cycle, up and running. Oh, it lives. Damn. Man. Oh, the Demonic Disaster. Okay. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so he gets the draw and he's a... Wow! That was really good. Okay. Still a 5, but it's okay. Draw. Delicate Plan. Okay, that allows us to dodge some stuff. For sure. But this mat means that if we set him to 4, he can go into Crest and start beating us. So I definitely want to avoid that. For sure. Definitely want to avoid that. We start looking for some chip though. Not too shabby. Gonna go into the Greymon, get a cycle off. Draw. Finally! Ooh, we got our 5. Okay. So I'm gonna swing DT here. Yep. He has the Melga. Okay. There it is. That's what we were afraid of. So we're gonna swing our Agumon here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for some chip. No. Okay, and I'll just leave this Agumon up. Because then we are able to pressure on the Metal Greymon potentially, right? Yeah. Okay. Not too shabby. We go tie rather, right? Go tie. Yeah. Okay. So we're at 4 security, and he has the potential to go into the 3-cost Melga. I was hoping he only had the crest, but oh, he Digivolves into Growlmon. Okay, so this indicates to us that he potentially doesn't have the 6. Otherwise, he probably would have gone for it this turn. So we do have a little bit of time. So this tie looking pretty good now. But he goes into the Blackboard Growlmon, so he's getting that cycle. It's an extra body. That's really scary, but he's at 3. No, we can't lethal on this, unfortunately. We have the Agunimon, which is really powerful here. Definitely really strong. So we're gonna bring this out. How do we want to go about this? We just go for this right here. Draw. I mean, the Zeke would just swing for all the security by itself. No reason not to, right? 3. Okay, cool. So that's all of his security. Okay, so he has to OT Chaos on this following turn. And he does have a body out already with this Blackwork Realmon. That's really dangerous, for sure. No Guilmon, though, I don't think, right? Oh, he does have a Guilmon. Okay, so that means he is able to Demonic Disaster for free, more or less, with the Melga. Assuming he has the Melga, right? This is still dangerous, though. This is still very dangerous territory, because if he's able to cycle into it, I guess if he cycles into it, then he wouldn't be able to... Okay, so he's swinging. Okay, it dies. It's fine. I'm trying to think. Are we afraid of anything in this position? Oh, that's dead too, right? Oh no, it lives. Because Gigimon, yeah. Oh, true. The Black Growlmon. Does he just kill us off of this? Is there potential here? Does he have Demonic? Guilmon Demonic isn't enough either. Okay, no, he's GG. Okay. Game 3. Okay, yeah, so that was really scary for sure, but still really good. We're seeing that Shoutmon definitely excels versus a lot of these slower decks. We even had a really slow start ourselves, but we were able to stabilize right there. Really good stuff. Very, very good. But yeah. Okay. Ooh, a little bit of lag, but we're good. Okay. Okay, last game. Okay, he's going first. We open our hand of Agumons once again. The Agu squad. At least the Agumons search out for a lot of level 4s and 5s, though. That's not too bad. Okay, there's one of the 5s. So we definitely want to go into this Agumon. Shout. Nope. Okay, choke him that one. Check. 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 Ah. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. There goes a ton of our 4s. That's not good. Maybe this is the game we just get. Oh, the Shoutmon. Oh, that card is cracked. Okay, but we did get the Monochromon. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Drops. Ooh, we got the Zeke. Another Zeke. Okay, so we can choke here. We'd swing for 12, 13. Since we recognize this as the OTK purple, there shouldn't be very much that stops us. But I'm going to swing this Agumon. Okay, Trackmon, he's dead, sure. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because I'm trying to like thin out that security a little bit so we can get to setting up that lethal off the Shoutmon plays. Oh, we draw into the Shout DX2. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. He chokes us at 1. It's kind of annoying, but that is what it is. Okay, no reason not to bring this out. Let me just go into our Zeke. And Zeke will swing. This is for 2. Yep, perfect. Not too shabby. He's now at 2. We do have the Omnibot, so if the Zeke does live, then we could just have a lethal immediately. He's at 2, so he doesn't have any way to respond to this either. So that's really, really good. Okay. Okay, Greymon does die. Yep. Yeah, looking like we just have enough pressure for game next turn. His Greymon does live. Okay. It's a bit unfortunate, but we're still able to work around that. Yeah, that's game right there. Okay. So swing for 2. And then we just Omni. Yep. Alright, GG. But yeah, so definitely, I know this wasn't the best showcase, but regardless, Shoutmon is a deck that has a ton of pressure. It can do tons of security damage really quickly, right? We saw that consistently all throughout all 3 games. Not only were we able to unbreak ourselves, because Agumon and Shoutmon are both fantastic searchers, but we also saw that once we got to our 6, we were able to immediately restabilize 3 damage, right? 3 damage here, 2 damage here immediately, and you just have so much pressure with cards such as Shoutmon and Omnibot as well. So really good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found this educational and entertaining. If you like this style of video, just please let me know, and thanks.